But yeah, if you have one, please go for it.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
All right, awesome. So my name's Thomas, and I'm from Virginia.
Yes.
So when I came to visit here, I ended up coming through Portland on my way to Eugene. I was on a Greyhound, and I swore I would never in my life come back to Portland because it felt like I was in hell. I was literally like felt like I was on a set of a zombie movie or a horror film. It was that bad, and I thought this is ridiculous. So when I went to Eugene, nothing was different there, just a little wire spaces, you know, whatever. But so I came back and I said, "There's no way I'm going to not give Portland a chance." So, and I'm a recently retired person, so now I'm just doing whatever I care to do. I care to learn about Portland. You know, I want to do everything you guys are doing. I really can't because I'm not a Portland person. But so this beer and everything is an indication of everything you're saying. Because I can't walk down the street, and I can't walk down the street with an umbrella because y'all don't use umbrellas. So I'm automatically marked as a tourist. Right? So, but if I look like a vagrant, then I'll be left alone by the vagrant. So it's a no-win situation for someone like myself, you know what I mean? So anyway, but I enjoy your city a lot, immensely, but I hope that you succeed in everything you're looking to do. And please keep fighting, because I would fight with you if I could.
Anyone else? Okay.
Who's your opponent?
Oh, right. Shannon Isidore is her name, and she's a very nice lady. I met her twice, but I'm not sure what she's doing. She did vote for the transportation tax increase, so I do know that part. That was actually what pushed me over the edge. It was like, lady, I can't afford you. But yeah, I mean, she seems like a very nice Democrat that will do exactly what they tell her to do. This seat she was appointed after Maxine Dexter was moved up to federal. So she literally got appointed and like a month later won. So it's like, okay.
What does it take to get appointed to a state legislative seat in the Democrat Party?
I guess you gotta know a guy.
You gotta know that, or you gotta do what they say.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Yeah, no, you gotta be a good NPC.
That's
sure.
right.
I have a question. So we talk about mental health a lot and about law enforcement in general, right? What about correction, the role of correction, which is extremely burdened at this moment, maybe on the county level or, especially on the state level as well? Do you see a role in highlighting corrections and staffing and so forth?
Yeah, absolutely. Jails and prisons in the area are less than optimal. These are all job programs. If we can get some of the grant money that will be flowing out from the various agencies federally, we can rebuild and repair our jails. We can staff the police. We can staff corrections and really offer them the mental health support and really offer them the support that they need. We gotta have that. Same thing with the county public defenders. Must have that for sure. Yes, ma'am.
So I work in corrections this way here. We are like the largest housing area for the mental health population.
Yeah.
I don't think people really understand our role in the city. We used to have 5 facilities here in Portland. We used to have like a restitution center, which was kind of like the reentry center that the federal government has, where there was supervision and accountability. We have the deflection center and things like that, but we're seeing it firsthand, like the mental health issues, drug issues. We used to have a pretty small population in our jail of mental health. We used to have maybe 2 dorms. I would say over 50% of our jail now is mental health. And so it's a pretty severe problem that nobody sees.
Sure.
We have mental health court, we have a lot of different things, but like if you guys go to the public courthouse, when you see all those people with guns and black shirts, those are all corrections folks. We're taking people in custody for trials, for matters, things like that. And when we're not staffed, we can't get people through the process. Right. Because once somebody's arrested, we house them. We have over 200 people in our custody that stay in our jails for longer than 6 months. Some of these major charges, they stay in our jails for years.
Yeah.
And so we also cycle through about 20 to 30,000 people through our jails a year. So we're a touch point for a lot of the issues I think that are facing our city. And I'm seeing it. I'm part of our union. And I want there to be some remedies so that we don't have really a lot of options right now. The state hospital's full. We used to have something that they call like the restitution center, where we had counselors, mental health treatment. People had to check in. There was some sort of supervision. talk to the chair, talk to local community folks of like, maybe these things should be brought back. They're expensive, but I think that they work. We also have accountability. So I'm trying to let the public know what we do because nobody really knows what corrections does. They see cops, but we house these folks. They're with us 95% of the time, whether they're going to court, whether they're in our custody, whether they go to the state hospital, whatever they're going to do, we're their touch point. So I think if we work together with folks and at least educate people in power, hopefully we can help our community a little bit more. And that's why I'm trying to come to events like this, just to let the public know that I think we need to be part of the conversation, and hopefully we can come up for some solutions, because Measure 110 completely, it changed the populations dramatically that we're seeing in custody, and it's pretty severe. And I want people to get some sort of help, not just cycle through and see us all the time. So I just wanted to put that on your radar.
I'd love to talk to you about that. Like, for sure, that's a side of things that I hadn't really given you thought, but yeah, I mean.
People don't think about it, right? Like we're there, right? You put them in there, and then you don't think anything happens.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that happen. I mean, you're cycling that many thousands of people through our jails.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, we can be a hub to either, have folks go to mental health treatment or have some sort of supervision.
Sure.
Because we're not, I think, what the media portrays us as. Like, we've had multiple in custody deaths from fentanyl. We have to do so many things to try to keep these drugs out of our jails. So we are the people that are suffering with mental health and addiction. And so if we can help redirect that for the public to make it safer, I think if we work together, it would be, and have these honest conversations, because we actually care for these people. We see the impact it's having. They're detoxing. They come in with big abscesses, the effect on mental health. And so I don't want people to think that we're the enemy. We want to work with the public. We want to be a bigger part of the conversation so that we can help make our city safer. Because I was here in 2006 and I see how it's changed, and I want to make it better.
Absolutely.
I appreciate you wanting to have honest conversations about this.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for speaking up, and I'd love to chat further offline with you about that, because that's like, we need to do a thing about that. It's already, I mean, there's so much that's just like, oh God, like, where do you start?
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you.
And we could be a huge help, I think, for the
I
community
appreciate that.
and for the people that are suffering on the street. So.
Definitely. Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Well, first, I'd love to chat with you offline about the treatment centers as well. But this is a tough district. I live in this district, and this isn't like rural districts or neighborhood districts.
Sure. Definitely prayer. Thank you. And it's powerful and effective. Yeah, I mean, look, we're just going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. It's like 70,000 voters in the district, and I've already talked to the young Republicans, and want to reach out to the folks at Turning Point and see about like literally parachuting young bodies into the area to like knock on doors and have these conversations. Like, just experience running a city campaign, and I saw that it's like knocking on somebody's door, and it might start with them complaining about trash, but then it morphs in this thing, and then it morphed to that thing, and it went with the taxes and the fact that they're thinking about leaving, and then it was like, oh, okay, then 20 minutes later, then you've got had this robust conversation. And like I said, I don't think most people are as extreme. I'm obviously not the prototypical Republican, but I think that offers some folks like, what? The folks who are locked in their TDS, I go, well, yeah, I can't change that. Hopefully they can put their city before a party. But there's some folks who won't. I've been reaching out again and having good experiences with folks. And even here, like earlier, they got some pushback about this event, and the owner reached out. I talked to her. And you may have seen some young men floating in and out. We're not going to be intimidated.
Very good.
Hey, from New York, what are you doing? Like, seriously. But seriously, for this location, their staff, and I'm praying that nothing goes sideways, but there are too many people who are like, so yes, I totally agree with you. Yes, I totally agree with you. And it's like, look, you're a grown up. Just like say what you gotta say, But, you know, we've seen the last couple of years, Dan Ryan's house was vandalized like 7 times. Renee's parents' car was set ablaze. I mean, yeah, there's crazy people, you know, but there are more of us.
That's right. Yeah,
Woo! And as long as we stick together and just like make it clear, like, no, we're not doing that anymore. Bullies inevitably fall back.
Yep.
She knows.
Yep. Ask her how she knows.
Yeah, she knows. Kelly knows. She's been ducking and dodging all year. And still standing. So, right? Yeah. I hope that answers your question.
You talked about using the land, so how are you feeling about like bringing back and building up the logging and shipping industry?
1,000%.
Yes.
Again, like I said, I think Oregon could be the wealthiest, one of the wealthiest in the union if you just work your natural resources. Like, it's not rocket science. You've got crabbing, fishing, all things. Yes, please do more. Yes, ma'am.
Which committees, did you already mention which committees you might be most interested in working on? It sounds like healthcare was of interest to you, education, like what?
I think for me, like business, since I've been in the private sector, kind of speaks to me. But I haven't really given it much thought beyond that. But I'm open to advice on that. I'm sure we'll dialogue in great detail about that. Anyone else?
Did the vandals have to go where she works?
Say again?
Did the people that vandalized these people's cars and houses go where she works?
Oh,
They should've
yeah,
went and dealt with the
they-
people that
no.
that they wanna be with.
No,
If
they,
they wanna fight reform, what people with.
no.
That's why we have to change Portland.
That's right. Yeah, no, look, I get it's gonna be a lot of hard work, but it's just gonna be a lot of conversations. And it's really gonna be about letting people know it's fine. Like, I think people just feel, I know I did, it was like, am I the only one? Am I crazy? I guess, if this is what y'all like, I'll shut up, but I can't because I'm a New Yorker, so I'm just like, what is this, what is that? Why are you doing it this way? That's crazy. And then the more I talk to people, the more I'm like, yeah, no, it's not great. Yes, ma'am.
Another question, so Ciatta, we really pushed back on Measure 117. There was a big effort across our state. Lots of people put in a lot of time getting signatures to educate the public against ranked choice voting. How did ranked choice voting go for Portland City Council races?
Top tier. We best of the best.
So, I just would like everybody to know that we actually have another petition in front of us. It's gonna be for the 2026, and so there's another group that's going to try to put that on the ballot again for November. So I'm just wondering, you know, since you've been like a part of that whole process and you see how broken it is and how awful that voting system is that gonna be part of your campaigning message when you're out?
1,000%. I mean, on my platform, election integrity is already a part of that. So I highly support enroll by mail. And then anything that makes it easier for people to vote, got literal communists a communist bloc that owns half of the Portland City Council. And so unfortunately, you know, we're dilly-dallying and like stopping Israel from doing I don't know what they could possibly do for
Protecting
Portland.
themselves.
Oregon, in a totally different country. But the facts are like we just have a bunch of unserious characters that hopefully will be shown the door, starting with District 4 and District 3, and some of the kind of the worst offenders are there and here. But yeah, District 1, I mean, has like the lowest level of participation with the ranked choice voting last year because no one understands it. No one understood it. And
No one understands.
that's right, you know. And it sounds nice and it sounds great, and pretty much everywhere that's done it has recalled it. They got rid of it because it was like, oh, it's awful. And you can't, you just don't get the best. So, I mean, 25 plus 1, seriously, gotta work a little harder. So, hope that answers your question. Anybody else? Okay, yes, sir.
I just want to say I think you're really brave, and I think that's like a really good quality to have in a candidate nowadays. Like you said, that like half the city council is taken over by radicals, and like even though the other half are maybe more sensible, they are intimidated.
Yeah.
And it's not nothing. Like people showing up to your event and like taking it's just a photo, but like they are like doing their research and showing up to your little event, and it's like, do you not have anything better to do? It's like, do you really think your actions are helping the city? But it is intimidating, even if it is just like some guy in his 20s that like anyone in here could like probably slap around if they wanted to. But it's just really annoying. I'm like, where you going? I'm like, I don't like bullies, and like they have this dual nature to them where like they're the biggest victim in the world and they're the strongest bully in the room. So I just think you're really brave. Well, even running for city council, you had to put yourself in the line for that, and then like trying to make it work for the Democrats, and then saying no, like enough is enough, and I just think that's really brave.
I think it's gonna take brave candidates.
Yeah. Well, yeah, thank you for that. Courage begets courage. And I feel like hopefully I'm one of many that a remnant is being raised of folks that are just like, enough already. Like, you know, I checked all the boxes, I said all the magic words, like, what the hell? And it's still a problem, you know? And look, right now, rocks are hard and water's wet. Numbers don't lie. People are looking and they're seeing their city, maybe 5 years away from actual bankruptcy.
Right.
So, I don't know. Maybe that should take precedent.
Well, I think more people will be inspired to run, you know?
Yeah. That part.
Metro has spent so much money on the homeless industrial complex.
Yeah.
I mean, over 250 million a year. I think we're over $1 billion.
Yep.
Can we just have you help us write a bill to dismantle Metro? Like, why do we have to have
Well, I know there's someone working on getting rid of the Multnomah County, like phasing that into Portland, making Portland the main county. Yeah, I mean, we could certainly do that because so many another layer of a barrier, you know, extra taxes, extra, you know, it's just more administrative. We want as direct to the people as possible and get back to for the people, of the people, by the people.
They have no accountability.
Zero. Because then they can point to, oh, it's not me, it's the other guy. Oh, it's not, you know, that fight over the library, if you remember that, with the shooting and the stabbing, because that's what people do in libraries. You know, shoot and stab each other. But you know what I mean? Like, you had the county commissioner fighting with the Portland police versus the county sheriff, and it was just like, what are you even doing? Like, how hard is this? Just have security at the library. Not rocket science. But thank you. Yes, let's do that.
Okay, come on.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
So, what do you think about the immigration issue, ICE facility, security around that, and how the city should cooperate or at least not inhibit the feds from enforcing immigration?
Well, this is how I met Shelley, and we kind of spent a few times. I've gone down to the facility a few times because it's about 5 minutes from my job, and then the old spaghetti factory's down there. So we sent guests there. I work in a hotel, so it's like, okay, I was just kind of curious, and then I'm seeing videos about what the shenanigans going down there. I mean, we're a nation of laws. It's like, I literally, you know, my mom's from Liberia. Like, every country has their own immigration laws. We get to just do the literal bare minimum, following the law. I think for sure, if the city were at least allow, like, police the demonstrators or the protesters, whatever you want to call them, anarchists, if they were at least to police them, then we wouldn't have such a response from the federal officers. So, I mean, local police just literally needs to do the bare minimum to manage the public street, public space. And yeah, I mean, I've done this in many countries. Every single one has a law about.
Do you think the police now are being allowed to do their job and enforce, or are they being controlled by the police commissioner and the city leaders?
Well, police commissioner is the mayor, so Yes.
Yeah, I have a follow-up on that. So, given that Central Precinct is where we are, right?
Yeah.
And there are 3 precincts, Central, North, and East. And Central Precinct has a minimum staffing. We are rarely at minimum staffing, and very often we're in the very low teens in staffing. And so, if you're pulling a lot of officers to go respond to whatever demonstration, that means that you're withdrawing service from people, for example, that are in Old Town, such as myself. And so when you do that, you basically split services.
Yeah.
The staffing question comes up, because if you only have so many police officers, then you have to devise where do you send your emergency responses.
Yeah.
Because you got demonstrations, sometimes peaceful, sometimes not, but you also have shootings, and you have all those things, right, that are really priority for our society to function. And so I think the staffing question is the number 1 question when we talk about that.
Yeah.
Because intentions are great, but, good intentions create difficulties.
Right. I know that some of they're currently going through like statewide training right now. Like they've got some really big classes going through that whole system. And unfortunately, there's only one facility, and that slows things down. So there is like some place, and I'm blanking on the official name for it, but there's a local city facility that could also be basically upgraded to act as a training facility. I support something like that. If that can be mandated, that have to be mandated by the state. In my role, I'd be able to put that through to get as many cops in as possible. I want police literally everywhere. I want them chilling in the coffee shop right here. I want them walking down the street. I want them everywhere. I want to be like, hi, Officer Graham. Hi, officer. And I want them to shout back, hey, but like I want them to, hi, Mrs. Smith. I want them to know everybody. Like for a city of this size, obviously a lot of us know that we are just terribly deficient, like she was saying. And we should, we're like 700 or something. We should be at like 14, 15, 1,600 officers. So we're not even close to the numbers to being taken to take crime seriously. And then you get to say like crime is down. Well, there's no officers to go to the regular report. So I hope that answers your question. Did I get your question? Anybody else? Anybody else? Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate you coming.
Thank you, Ciatta.